Hi, I'm Ino Iroha with Net Security. ThreatResponder is an innovation that allows you to detect, prevent, and respond to advanced attacks in real time. In this video, I want to show you how ThreatResponder actually detects attacks that are leveraged by internet links or through downloads, whether email attachment or social engineering attacks, and so on and so forth. The first thing we want to do is from the ThreatResponder platform is to basically investigate, is to conduct investigation relating to malicious document, right? In this particular installation, we had ThreatResponder enabled or deployed on the endpoint, but it was in monitor only mode, so we weren't preventing any type of attacks. So therefore, we just allowed the attack to take place, right? So in this particular scenario, a user basically received an email with very interesting subject, right? So they open the email, they saw a link, they click on the link, which invoked Internet Explorer, and then from the Internet Explorer they were able to pull a file, a Word document from the internet. And of course, they ran the Word document, and basically this demo shows all of the activities that were embedded, the malicious activities that were embedded in the Word document itself. So to investigate this, what we have to do is basically click on the plus sign associated with this particular threat. See, as you can see, the endpoint in question was WinDemo1233. The reason this was a malicious document macro that was detected, and the threat score was 100. And the action taken is we didn't take any action. We basically let it run, right? Because the system again was configured. Our threat responder was in detect only mode. All right, so that's what we were able to do. So here we show the overview of the attacks, basically the threat graph or the process tree, right? So the user demo 864 executed the Explorer. They basically launched Explorer, right? And they open Outlook just like they would when they get in the morning to their office. So they saw this email, right? This socially engineered email that looked interesting. They click on the link. Clicking on the link enables Internet Explorer to run or to execute. And then from Internet Explorer, there was a call to basically download a file from the internet, a Word document, which was downloaded. And the Microsoft Word, which is signed by Microsoft, is a trusted program, basically executed opened the Word document. And in that Word document, there was actually embedded PowerShell commands in it. So let's take a look at what happened here. So in taking a look at the attack chain, we see again the user, the endpoint in question, executed a process, the internet, the Explorer, and this is the path of the Explorer. This is the time in question, and then the Outlook, right? So Outlook was the launch Outlook that was in this particular location, and this was a command line that was used to launch Outlook. So nothing specific here. They basically just downloaded executed, double-clicked Outlook. And here, when they opened the email, they went to a link, right, causing Internet Explorer to basically execute. And this was the parameter or the command of Internet Explorer execution. They downloaded a file, and Internet Explorer basically ran the file. If you notice very well, the file was downloaded, and Microsoft Word basically ran the file, and this happened to be the file name. It was in the internet a cache, and this is a file name that was executed, right? And the file was ran, and within the file there was a PowerShell invocation. So PowerShell was invoked, and this is an encoded command. I don't know about you, but you have to be, you can't read this, but we were able to decode it. If you look at the behavior that we identified, so malicious PowerShell command, this is the UU decode of the encoded command. And this is basically telling us that, giving us, basically different commands that were basically embedded within the PowerShell command. And as you can see, a Word document shouldn't be embedded with malicious PowerShell payload. So we detected this to be malicious, but again, we didn't take any action because the purpose of the investigation was, we were in a monitor-only mode. Now, one of the things we may want to do is basically to double-click on the Outlook and basically to tell the story, right? So tell me more information about this particular process that ran, right? And here we see the properties of the file, the execution date, the start date, and the command line, the user context, whether the process was signed. Of course, WinWord or Microsoft Word is owned by Microsoft, so it was signed. And this is the hash as well as the path and the date the program was compiled, right? And here we see the process tree, right? So this basically tells us how the Outlook was executed. To the right of this area here, you see the number of child processes, number of files, number of network connections that were created, and number of registry entries, right? So details here, you see, again, the endpoint name, the start date, the status it's running, Outlook, and so on and so forth. So you have all this information, right? So another thing that is of interest is basically the timeline of that Outlook execution, right? What happened when, right? And if you look in here, you have some legend, right? So the legend basically tell you for this particular process, there was one child process that was spawned, right? And that's one child process that was spawned as part of this execution. 2 files that were created or accessed, and 325 network connections, as well as 173 registry entries, right? So you see all of this, right? And we have the option to load more activities, and be able to gain insight. But as you can see, these are a lot of activities. I don't have time to look at all 327, 25 network connections or all 173 registry creation. So all I can do is to show things of interest. In this case, the one child process and the 2 files that were actually created. So I also have the option to basically navigate, right, to basically pinpoint the PowerShell that we saw, right? So here is the PowerShell. Again, here is the details, more detailed information, including the file path and showing the encoded the base 64 encoding command that when you decipher, you're able to actually understand the command that is really in this encoding, right? And we have options to, again, look into the child processes, network connections, and things of that nature, right? So this is how ThreatResponder can be used to basically do investigation into malicious files that may be embedded, or malicious file, whether it's PDF or Office documents, Excel, Word, or PowerPoint, and so on and so forth. So the attacks are real. Adversaries are always figuring out ways to bypass perimeter defenses, either using links, attachments, email attachments, or even downloads on the internet, right? So ThreatResponder gives you the ability to do detailed analysis to understand any malicious document that is in your environment. So I thank you very much for watching this video. I encourage you to get a copy of ThreatResponder so you can do more malicious document analysis within your environment, or do more threat detection, prevention, and response that is absolutely necessary. Thank you very much for your time.